Tell your friends! Tell your friends about Hooks and Ladders, but also about songstudio.ca. You can get all kinds of information about songwriting, tips, and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, like, follow, and subscribe. That's what we need. That's what you need.
Here's another peek at what we did at SongStudio Online last August. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, so we've talked about writing for other people and writing for film and TV, and now you're touring as a side person. Is there that's with Stephen Page, and so you're part of the trio. There's you and Stephen and Kevin Fox playing cello and cello-like stuff. Is there? You've been doing it quite a long time now. Like, is there any chance of it turning into a writing collaboration with Stephen or anything like that? Or is it always, do you think, does it feel like it'll continue just to be the Stephen Page thing?
Well, it, like a lot of these things, same with Colin James, it started with the writing. So when he left the Bare Naked Ladies, he called me, and we'd known each other for, like decades. And he said, would you want to try writing with me? And so I said, well, yeah, I'll get on a plane. So I flew out there, and we wrote some songs for his first record, Page One. And then he said, you want to do a duo tour together, the two of us? I've got these dates in blank, blank, blank. And so I said, as you guys have learned already, I just say yes. So I said, yes, that sounds like fun. So we did a tour, two of us driving around laughing in a Toyota Venza in the winter, and playing halls and places. And then we did it again. Then the next record came up, and he said, you want to write for this one? So I really wrote most of that album with him, and then recorded it with him and co-produced. And his next solo record, and then I did it again, another one. And so it's just a logical thing, is that the fun of it is sometimes playing live. More than records are hard. Records are really hard. Yeah. And so the fun of playing live is it's a bit of a payoff. And Kevin, we'd known for a long time together, both of us, and Kevin was also collaborating as a duo with Stephen. So like the Reese's peanut butter cup, we thought, is this going to be like chocolate and peanut butter and going to be good? So we did a residency at the Carlisle in New York, this fancy place, and for 2 weeks, and that turned us into a band. So we've been doing, we feel like a band. So we go out and do it as a band now over the last few years.
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful sound without a drummer. Is that, are there ever any thoughts? I know Liam sometimes, Liam, tour manager, sometimes sits in on.
Yeah, Liam McKinnon. He was in the crew and also came up and played.
Yeah,
some cajon. No, we like it without the drums, because Stephen's, acoustic guitar, as all of you who accompany yourself with it know, it's also a percussion instrument. So, and Stephen is deft. He plays hard. So Kevin and I add the melodic balance, Kevin on the low end and me on the other end, with electric guitar and cello, and then it sort of pares the songs down and redefines a lot of what Stephen has written in a new way. So you can hear everything.
Right. Now, by the way, I want to encourage people to ask questions in the chat, and I will translate.
Okay.
Read them, but or you can just read them yourself. But I'm wondering and I know the answer is it could happen anyway, but is there a typical or favorite way for you to start a song? Do you start with a phrase? Do you start with a music? Do you start with the chords? And let's assuming it's for you, it's not a commissioned song.
Oh, always, all of those ways is the answer. Whichever one comes to me first, in a way. Sometimes I can have a complete lyric and I'm trying to figure out how it speaks musically, how, what the structure is. Sometimes I can have just a phrase lyrically. Sometimes I sit out here and Kevin McDonald from the Kids in the Hall calls it writing through the shit. It's the fact that you sit there, and I'm sorry for my colorful language, but Blair's already done it a few times.
Exactly.
You have no ideas, but you really feel like writing. You really feel like playing music, or you're under the gun, or whatever the reason is. You just sit down in a chair, and a lot of bad stuff comes out for a while. You just turn on a beat, start playing the bass, whatever it is that you're doing. And sometimes some bad things come out, or not good things, or unformed ideas. And you just keep sitting there and you don't let yourself get up. And then eventually, the water is divined from the ground in some way. And I never can figure it out. And a lot of times, it's a person coming over, especially if you have a band or regular. I call myself a serial collaborator. Somebody comes over and you both don't have an idea, but together somebody's able to instantly say, hey, that's kind of cool. And that's where it starts.
What happens when somebody brings you an idea and you don't like it? You'll, I presume you'll say, yeah, it's not driving me, or that's good, but.
Oh no, you just instantly come up with one of your own quickly, really fast, and say, yeah, that's cool. But what about this?
Right. Yeah, that's right. I love that idea, but here's something else.
Yeah. That forces you to come up with an idea.
Yeah, right. And how many times would you, not how many times in terms of a number, but how often have you put your name on something where you feel like, yeah, no, I'm not crazy about that?
Not often.
Good.
I think as I get older, especially, I maybe don't put myself in those positions as often.
Right.
And if it's sometimes in the film and TV world, I just sit here and go, well, they could just fire me. They could fire me. I don't care. Obviously, I need to feed myself, and I can't think that way all the time. But unfortunately, that's how I think.
Well, yeah, but maybe that's worst case scenario thinking. Like, what's the worst that can happen? They can fire.
What's the worst that could happen is my name's not on this. I don't do it.
Yeah.
Someone else does it. That's not so bad. There's so many bad things going on in the world.
That's right. Well, and in the world of TV, the deadlines are so strict and so almost impossible in some ways that the amount of pressure can fool you into thinking that it is the most important thing in the world.
Yes.
And then you have to learn to step back and realize that the world will not end. If you miss this deadline, you will get fired. I would say it's pretty. You
will get fired.
Yeah.
But all the film and TV things are juggernauts that somebody has decided is the most important thing in the world, that this ship gets to harbor.
Yeah.
But it's not. And as far as collaborating in songs with other people, I think other people that you collaborate with know it might not be that good, so it never really makes it to the finish lines a lot of the time, if something you've done is half-baked.
Have you done the Nashville thing much? I think you've done it a bit, like going to Nashville to co-write with people.
That's one thing I've never done. I did it all in Los Angeles or other cities, but I never sat down and did a 10 and 2 in Nashville.
Oh, okay. I wondered about that because I know you wrote with Roseanne Cash.
I did.
That was in LA.
I wrote it here, and then basically the song that she released of mine, which is where I started in writing for people, was one that she asked me to write her a song. And so I did, and they liked it. So I went to New York to play on it, but I didn't write it with her.
Thanks for taking a glimpse with us inside the SongStudio workshop from last August. Stay tuned for more.